white woman who killed him be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. I and all of us are angry. I hate that this 6-year-old boy has to be out here. I wish he was home watching cartoons. I hate that a 4-year-old was hiding under their bed. That isn't right. That isn't right. I hate that our youth are out in the streets. That none of this is right. None of this should be happening. So I urge anyone who is listening to stand behind the demands of these black leaders and support their call to charge former officer Kim Potter with the murder of Daunte Wright. Thank you.
Like Daunte's mother, we mourn. There is no proximity to whiteness that can save her from the black child. It's up to us to follow wonderful black leaders. Kima has taught me, I can't even imagine what I would be without her as mother of a black child. If you follow the right leadership, you can instill the right things, and still this will happen. And we have to speak up. Speak out. There's not a place that we don't go where we cannot say something and start these conversations.
That's right.
I start them everywhere I go.
Yes.
And you don't have to badger people, but it's up to us as white women. Why are no representatives out here? Why do I never see Amy Klobuchar? Why do I never see Tina Smith? Why do I never see Betty McCollum? Why? Because we are not pressuring them. It is up to us. White women could turn it like this if we would use our voice for what we should.
That's right.
Yes. There is no way there would be any occupation surrounding a church if white church people were speaking out. Let's get our acts together. Now, I implore you, and do not go places and center yourself. Stand behind the black women. Let them lead. Ask them what you can do. There's always something you can do. Always. We stand here in solidarity with Daunte Wright. We demand murder charges as they were demanded and convicted to Mr. Moore. It's a double standard and it's going to stop. So I ask you to get hooked in with whatever clicks with you. Find somewhere that clicks with you. If you find an organization and it doesn't move on to the next one, Minnesota has thousands. Find one and call your governor every single day to end Operation Not Safety Net. That's right.
Our next speaker is Mary Suter, social worker at Mary!
My name is Mary Souter. I'm part of Racial Justice Network. As Katie and many others have said, true justice is Daunte Wright alive and with us today. Kim Potter stole that from Daunte himself, his family, and the community. Murder and manslaughter charges are essential in holding Kim Potter accountable in a system that perpetuates white terrorism. Anyone who watches that video sees Kim Potter act without regard to human life. Daunte Wright's human life. On top of this, the past week has been rife with more and more trauma for Black, brown, and indigenous communities at the hands of police. We have seen the police and National Guard carry out Operation Safety Net, which we know in our hearts, and we see with our own eyes it's not an effort to keep Black, brown, and indigenous people safe and protected. It's an exercise dehumanizing Operation Safety Net.
Yes.
This is possible, and it's bare minimum. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Zaina Mohammed, and I'm the Community Advocacy Manager for Murder, Minnesota. And I want to say I am a woman of faith. My faith requires me not to be idle in the face of injustice. Right? Why is it that we come together when a moment becomes violent? I'm standing here to call on all white women across the state and the country to say it should not have to take for us to say, what if it was your son? What if this was your child? It should not have to take for us to do that for you to realize that Black lives matter, that Black women matter, that Black children matter. Whatever that's done is not enough, and we need all of us to come together in order to fight this. So whatever you need to do, it's time to roll up your sleeves, come join us with your boots on the ground, and demand for transformative change. Our next speaker is Rosemary.
She is an elder who's getting out of her car. So while we're waiting for her, why don't we take questions? Are there any questions?
Yeah, I've got a
The
couple.
media, we would just ask that you wait in honor of an elder who is getting out of her car who is going to speak. Are there any questions? Yes. Can you speak up a little bit? Well, we first want to express our deepest condolences to the family of Daunte Wright, but we know that that's not enough. No amount of words or thoughts and prayers will ever erase the deep pain that they feel as a result of their son being taken away, their brother being taken away. And thinking about Katie being the last person that Daunte spoke with, letting his mom know, I'm being pulled over because I have an air freshener hanging on my mirror. As a mom, it triggers me and I'm traumatized because I have a Black son who is almost 17 years old. I am afraid for him to get a driver's license, thinking about what could happen because he's my son, but when he's out on the streets, he is a Black boy who is perceived as a threat, just minding his own business. So that passion that we have, that sense of justice, and our feelings as a mother in terms of thinking about what that would be like is what is driving us to take a stand and demand that those murder charges be brought against Kim Potter. She took another woman's son. She needs to pay the price and spend many, many years in prison for what she did. Period. And if governor was, I already feel Governor Washington step down. Some people might give him grace. I'm not giving him any grace. Right. Because he is acting like a Democratic version of Donald J. Trump. Right. Period.
Yep, exactly.
And he's trying to do it with the Minnesota nice smile, but he is responsible for the terrorism being inflicted upon our community. It's unacceptable. He needs to step down. John Harrington needs to step down. Langer, who is over the Department of Public Safety, needs to step over the state troopers, needs to step down, because the other night during their press conference, he told Minnesotans to help them. Now Minnesota is 84% white. That was a dog whistle that sounds like stand back and stand by.
Yeah, that's right.
But when they say help us, white men armed to the teeth, like Kyle Rittenhouse and so many others, like the ones who shot at the protest back in November of 2015 after Jamar Clark was killed, they shot 5 black men. Those are the kinds of people, when they're saying help us, that they're calling out to, putting us in further danger. They know that white men are already stockpiling weapons, not all of y'all, because y'all out here with us, but there's many who do. And they won't hesitate to use a gun against black bodies, knowing that they won't even be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. So they all need to step down, and I have to add to that Sheriff Hutchinson, who ran platform of equity, who used his status as being LGBTQIA to gain our sympathies and make us think that he was progressive, but he has helped to rain terror upon the community as well, and it's time for him to go. These women are leaders. We're tired of incompetent men in power who are reaping terrorism on our community.
Good afternoon. Praise God, the sun's out for all of us today. I just want to start by saying I'm glad our youth are coming out.
Yes.
You know, because we need you, and we need you to love each other and not shoot each other, because that's the enemy over there.
That's
We're not
right.
enemies with each other. So I'm so glad to see the youth. Every day I've been out here, which only has been a couple, but the youth have been here, and I am so happy and proud of you, because you could be doing a whole lot of other things. Also, all the other supporters out here, I appreciate it. You know, this is not an easy thing. It's not an easy struggle. And people that haven't been engaged in this before need to know that. Don't get tired. Just hang on. Just hang on. Harriet Tubman didn't get tired.
That's right.
Fannie Lou Hamer fought till they killed her. Rosa Parks didn't get tired.
That's right.
And she changed the whole system where she was at. They shut down the bus system in that city. They had to come and kiss their feet. And that's what we've got to do too. We've got to start boycotting. All these Coca-Cola products, boycott them. We've got to be in solidarity with Atlanta. We're trying to change all these voting laws. You stand in line for 12 hours in the sun and somebody can't give you a bottle of water. There's something wrong with that.
That's right.
Okay? And it's moving across the country. So we're fighting for Daunte and all the other thousands of black people that have been hung, tortured, murdered, and incarcerated. And I'm talking about men, women, and our children.
That's right.
I was just listening to the radio on the way over here, and I knew this already, but now they're telling the truth. America has the highest incarceration rate in the world.
I'm telling you that.
More people in prisons than anybody in the world. There's something wrong with that. So while we're out here for Daunte, Brother Floyd, and all the other thousands of people, know that there's a lot of struggles we're out here for. We want our babies educated in schools. They're getting our kids ready for the penitentiary. They're not thinking about educating them. They're already saying, oh, we know these men are going to go to jail. What's with that? We want our children properly educated. We want you all to be dentists, and doctors, and school teachers. We need you young folks to get educated. And we're going to fight so you can get that. But this is all part of the same struggle. It's not separate. It's over 400 years of oppression and racism. The white male medical system is one of the most racist in this country. They used to cut on black women without any anesthesia. And still, you can't get the proper meds that you need. At one time I was on Oxycontin, and now they don't want to give it to me at 72 when I ache. Now what am I going to do at 72? I'm not strung out. You know what I mean? But other people can get it. But all black people are drug addicts, right? So there's a whole system that's going on to oppress us. But don't turn in on ourselves or each other. It's called internalized black oppression. We're going to put it on them, not each other. So I'm not going to say too much more. I'm just glad to see people out here. Stay strong, stay in the struggle. I'm going to be out here as much as I can supporting you. And don't let up. And tell other people they got to come and get with us.
That's right.
Some of our other elders out here, they've been on this struggle a long time. Well, why are you still out there? We did that in the 60s. Because it's worse than the 60s. It's got worse, believe it or not. So tell everybody to come. Bring the babies. Bring your mom and your grandpa. Everybody's got to get out here. This is real. This is not a soap opera. Okay? So everybody be safe. I'm looking at the sky. The other day they were spraying chemtrails on us, which would sedate you. That's why people really aren't out here, because everybody's so sedated by this country. But take care of yourselves, take your vitamins, get plenty of rest, and support each other.
Yeah.